Hey guys, Richard here with CRG Games, and today is mail day. Let's see what we got. So I ordered a couple things on Amazon, and some of them are going to be for the laptop. So I'm trying to get, like a little bit better, I guess, recording stuff and upgrades for the laptop. So I got a Silicon Power. I believe this is a 2 terabyte internal SSD. This has a SATA connector, so I can actually just install it right inside the laptop. I only have one additional SATA port, and I have currently a 500 gig hard drive, but it's kind of running out of room with recordings and things like that, and the 4K stuff takes up a bunch of space. So we upgraded here to a 2 terabyte. And Silicon Power is not, like the top of the line. It's not like a Kingston or a Samsung, but I've used their products for a long time, and I mean, honestly, they're pretty decent. I've never had any problems with them, and I've been using them for quite a while. Here, I believe we've got, or I should be careful opening these. Yeah, so, wait a minute, this doesn't feel like enough. Okay, so they did have that deal on Amazon for the AFR, and I showcased that in my recent video. They had the deal on the collector boxes for AFR and Kaldheim, so I picked up 3 of each, of course. So we're going to set those aside here. And this feels like, hopefully, my RAM. So in addition to updating storage capacity, I'm going to be updating the RAM as well. And I got a G.Skill Ripjaws DDR4 kit here. This is going to be 64 gigs, and these are running at 3200 megahertz. So these should work pretty good, especially when I'm exporting the 4K video. This should help a lot. I believe this is feels like a new box. They're really leaning heavily into this Rings of Power stuff. I mean, which is fine. I haven't seen it yet. I did watch a little bit of Amazon last night while sorting and whatnot, and I was watching a movie called Old Henry. It's pretty good. I believe this should be the Kaldheim boxes. So let's see what we got here. And it is, this box may be a little on the large side for these. I'm surprised there's actually there's no protection. There's nothing at all. No paper, nothing. I mean, the boxes look fine. And I'm all for, cutting down on plastics and things like that. But, maybe just in this case, we use a slightly smaller box rather than a big box with no protection at all. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting there to be just a box with 3 things in it. And then this right here, so I've got a cooling pad that I've used for a long time. I actually got it with my first laptop all the way back in 2011. And this laptop I'm using now is an MSI, and it's a 17-inch laptop, so I needed to get a little bit bigger cooler. So I was looking on Amazon, and I found this from IETS. This is basically, this is going to create a vacuum. So let's just open it up here, actually. I'm kind of excited for this guy here. I haven't had a decent cooling pad in over 10 years now. So you've got these foam inserts here that you can remove to use for either a smaller laptop or a larger laptop. And I watched some reviews and videos and did a lot of research before I made any purchases. And this seems to be one of the better ones on the market as far as like functionality and things go. So what happens is this is a vacuum here, right? So this is going to create a negative pressure into this space, and it's going to pull air. It's actually going to create a positive pressure, which is going to push air through the vents on the bottom and then exhaust it out the back. And these foam inserts are going to create a sealed environment. These actually feel really good, this foam. It's going to create a sealed environment. That way you don't have air leakage and you get better cooling ability out of it. And it's a little bit on the adjustable side too. You've got these little tabs here that you can pull out to adjust for the thickness of the laptop and the length of the laptop. And then it's got some buttons and stuff on the side. Looks like we've got power, RGB, the motor speed, DC 12 volt input. You've got tabs on the bottom so you can adjust the height, which is really good. It does have a filter on the bottom as well, which is removable. You can slide this out, I believe. You can, it's just a little bit tough there since it's new. We'll work on that. And then on this side, you have you have 3 dedicated out ports and a USB Type-C input port for data. So I think this is going to be, a pretty good cooling mat. I noticed that when I'm, editing 4K and stuff, I only have a GTX 350 RTX 350 Ti in the laptop, and it gets a little on the warm side, and maybe a little on the warm side is an understatement. It gets pretty damn hot. So this should help. And here's our nice little power brick. I do like that it has its own power, so I don't have to use the laptop's power. And then we've got our data cable here, which is interesting that it's Type-C to USB. I'm sure that's probably USB 3.0, but I'm probably just going to use a Type-C to Type-C because, that's a little bit better. And then, yeah, we've got 0.6 amps. I'm believing that's input, and output is 12 volts at 200 milliamps, or sorry, 2000 milliamps, or 2 amps. It's interesting that everything is in, it appears to be in Chinese. I was under the impression that this would be mostly in English, but everything here basically is in, I'm assuming that's Chinese or maybe Korean, or I really don't know. Yeah, supercharged laptop cooling base. Okay, well, as long as the product works, that's what really matters. So I'm gonna record doing this stuff as well, and we'll put that in the video, and hopefully I don't botch anything up. So, all right, guys. So we're going to get the new RAM installed. The first thing we got to do is take out all of the bottom screws, and I got my screwdriver here. Probably a little on the big side because I don't know where my smaller drivers are at the moment. So we're going to have to work with these. Make sure you keep all the screws together. And of course the laptop needs to be powered off. If you want a more in-depth or technical guide here, check out Linus Tech Tips. I've been watching them since Linus was in his garage, so you really can't get better than their content. But this should be sufficient for my little operation here. I believe this screw is actually a slightly shorter one. It is. You can see I've already done some stuff before, because I swapped out the, or I added in an extra SSD. So this should go pretty quick. We're going to pull out that old SSD. I've already gone ahead and cloned the old one onto the new one, so we should be good there. And one thing that really comes in handy when you're cloning a drive is one of these cables. This is a SATA to USB type, USB 3, sorry, USB 3.0. I believe that is all our screws. This one's still in there. This one, I don't know if I can get that out with my fingertips. There we go. And this one, let's try to get that one out. There we go. And I think we can maybe get this one out. There we go. It is a longer one. There's only one shorter screw in the bottom here. All right, now we can pry this back cover off, and normally you would want to use a spudger. But I don't have one with me, so we're going to be using good old fingernails. Hopefully. There we go. Gotta be a little on the gentle side. There we go. Did I miss one? I did not. All right, everything is off. We'll set that aside. Looks like we got a little bit of dust here. So what I'm going to do real quick is grab an electronics wipe just to clean that off a little bit. Otherwise, the inside still looks pretty clean. I believe I've had this for almost 1 year now. Get some of this dust off here. Wipe the fan off a little bit. A little bit of dust down there. But overall, she's pretty clean. I need to get some compressed air so I can actually clean that out too. All right, that should be good. Then we're going to disconnect the battery. There we go. Battery's disconnected, and we should be good. This is my main drive, the Kingston here, and then this SK Hynix is my M.2, so we're going to pull that out. Yes, 500 gigs. All right, and we're going to be replacing that with our other drive here. Make sure they are in the same configuration, and they are. I really like that SK though. I'm not using a tray because I don't have a tray to go in here. So we were just using the drive itself. So get that lined up. All right. For the most part, it stays stiff enough. The laptop isn't really moving when I'm using it. So for me, this works. The next thing we need to do is get some additional RAM in here. So let's go ahead and open our rip jaws, preferably without damaging them. Is this a two-piece case? It is. So we don't have to cut it. Hey, it comes with a nice little sticker too. I like that. All right, how easy are these going to be to get out? Relatively easy, so we're good. There's one. And two. All right, get that out of the way. Now we're going to turn this around. There we go. I believe these clips need to come out to the side, just like so. And that'll pop right out. Slide that out, and we'll slide the other one in, just like so. And make sure you're not touching the contacts or anything, and you need them to be lined up just like they were. These RAM sticks actually look really good. Before I do that, I'm going to take out that other one as well. Move our clips to the side. It'll pop right up. Slide that out. I'm actually going to place this one in the first slot. It does need to go in at an angle. There we go. And press down. And it'll clip right in place. All right, now we get our next one in. Just the exact same way. Maybe. There we go. It's kind of hard to tell what the angle was there. And I believe it's kind of hard to tell if it's in all the way. There we go. That's good. Press it in and we're good to go. All right, RAM's installed. Let's get the new RAM. I'm just going to put these old sticks in the case that the new RAM came in, because this is still good. And the old RAM is some Samsung. It's 2 8-gig sticks at 3200 megahertz. I don't know any details beyond that. I am what you would call an amateur, as you can see. All right, old RAM is out, new RAM is in. We need to re-plug in the battery. Just like this. All right, I'm gonna turn this around actually. There we go. Battery's plugged back in. Everything seems to be pretty good. And now we can put the case back on. Oh, there's a piece of hair there. It's gone. Make sure it's all lined up correctly. Make sure it's all snapped in. And after we snap it in, then we can put the screws in. All right. Now for the moment of truth. We power it on and see what happens. Hear a little bit of snaps there. All right, she's good to go. Here we go. Hold that longer. Uh-oh. I wonder if the battery is not completely plugged in. All right, time to try again. All right, so everything worked. I don't know what the issue was there in the beginning, but I just went ahead. I unhooked the battery and hooked the battery back up, and then powered the computer on. I haven't put the screws back in yet, but I did put the bottom of the bottom case on, and it booted up just fine. So I don't know. Maybe you just needed a second to communicate with the RAM or the new drive or something like that. But she is good to go now. So let's get these screws back in. I'm gonna be honest, I thought I had fried my laptop there for a second. I was like, what is going on? But it ended up being okay. I was thinking, because this isn't the first time I've done this. I'm not a professional. I'm not using the anti-static mats or anything like that. Although this mat is anti-static as far as I know. It's got a rubber backing on it. And yeah, everything was fine. It scared me there for a second. I was like, crap, I can't afford to go out and buy a new laptop right now. But these things are relatively resilient these days. I feel like it's probably a little more difficult to trash one of these than people think. Like, you really got to be, you got to be dumb. You got to like go walk across your carpet, build up a bunch of static, and then come back and touch the CPU or something like that, or short out the battery to the motherboard, or bend pins, things like that. And in this case, it just needed a couple seconds to realize that there was new RAM in there. But yeah, it showed up, 64 gigs. I am excited, and my 2 terabyte drive is showing up as well. So now my other 500 gig drive, and also a long time ago I bought some of these. I'm not even sure who the maker is on this. It says Hilliard, Ohio, IPSG, made in Taiwan. These 120 gig SSDs, you can pick these things up for dirt cheap, and really it's better than a like a USB stick, as long as you have one of these SATA to USB cables. So I've got a couple of those actually. I'm just going to use those for extra storage here and there. Maybe throw some games on them or something like that. And yeah, I think we're good to go. So now I'm going to try exporting some 4K video and see what happens. Hopefully I can do that without having to allocate, 100, literally 100 gigs is what I had to allocate before for the page dump file. That way I could get the 23-minute video at 1080p working. So let's turn this back over. It appears that everything is mostly snapped down. There's a couple little spots here and there, maybe right up front. We'll just do this, and I think we'll be good to go. We good? We are good. Good on the side. Yep, one there. And check the back. A little bit on the back. Yeah, I think we're good all the way around. Yep. Now again, guys, I am not a professional. I am an amateur. I've done this before. Double check. Boom. There she goes. All right, we're good to go. I've got 64 gigs of RAM. The new cooler, the new laptop cooler, works great. I was seeing decreases in temperatures. It only shows me in Celsius, but I was seeing decreases in temps up to 10 degrees Celsius under, watching 4K video. Nothing crazy yet. I haven't done any tests on actually exporting stuff. We will do that here later, and then I'll talk about how it does and do a review on this cooling mat. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, you can put them down in the comments. If you want to roast me in the comments, go ahead. I'm all about it, man. It doesn't hurt me none. But I always appreciate feedback. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, I'll catch you later.